Quick disclaimer for this video. This isn't gonna be a funny video. This isn't gonna be entertaining. This is between when my normal upload schedule is. I need to talk to just somebody about grief, because today is not a good one, man. For those of you that are unaware, first of all, my name is Rachel, if you're new to this channel, and I'm mostly about fuckery here, but you know, it's also just whatever the fuck I need to get out of my head. And my younger brother died February 24th of 2017 of a heroin overdose. He was 22 years old. He was my best friend. I know a lot of people out there have gone through the loss of somebody that they hold very dear to them, that they love, and you know, there's some people who are just now going through it, and I'm kind of in the middle of it because it happened almost 2 years ago. So, you know, usually I'm at an okay place where I'm happy, and I think about him a lot and I remember him, and he's the lock screen in the background on my phone, and I just had some custom pop sockets made with pictures of him, and I have a necklace that's an urn that has some of his ashes in it, so that I can take him with me places. I honor his memory every year by getting another tattoo. This has just affected me so much. I was a complete and utter wreck when I first, you know, found out, when I lost him at the funeral, and I was so numb, just completely numb inside for so many months. And I would just out of nowhere, like, oh my God, I had so many dreams that he was in, and every single time I would see him in my dream, I would automatically recognize that he wasn't supposed to be there. And so I would know that I was dreaming, and I would try to communicate to him to let him know, you're not here anymore, you died. Like, listen to me, where are you? And like desperately trying to talk to him, but he would never like listen. It was only the first dream that I had after he died, when I got my angel tattoo on my arm for him. That's the only time where, when I said anything to him in my dream about him dying, that he like listened. I remember in the dream I was sitting in this weird booth table in an apartment kitchen, and I was sitting in the booth part, and he was sitting in a chair at the end of the table, and he was like fucking around, shining a laser pointer at the smoke detector, trying to make it go off for some fucking reason. And he was just being all over the place, and the lighting was very yellow and like just a weird, I didn't like it at all. And I just sat there and I kept trying to talk to him. I would say, Jonathan, do you know where you are? Jonathan, do you know what happened to you? Jonathan. And he wouldn't, like, he was too preoccupied with whatever the fuck he was doing. And he like came into the kitchen, and I was like, Jonathan, look at this tattoo on my arm. Do you see the dates on here? This tattoo is for you because you died. And when I said that, he leaned over and got really close and started looking at my tattoo, and then he just got really wide-eyed, and before he could say anything, I woke up from the dream. And then I would have dreams, and I was a wreck. I gained a lot of weight. I kind of changed just socially. I didn't really give too many fucks before, but all of the fucks went out the fucking window when this happened, and my filter went completely away. And so I was just saying whatever I thought to whoever. I did not care anymore. Like, nothing matters. It doesn't. And I remember telling my boyfriend at the time, Vic, I was at his apartment when I got the call. We were gonna go see a movie. We were gonna go see Get Out with some of our friends. And like, that day was weird. I remember driving over to his apartment to go see the movie, and I was just in this weird kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it because I didn't know anything at that point. I pulled up to his apartment and I sat in the car and I was just in this weird mood and I was listening to this song and I just wanted to sit there and finish that song. And so I was just sitting in my car singing along to the song, which is not a thing that I do. Like when I get to a destination, I pull up, I turn off the car and I go inside to wherever I am. I don't lollygag in the car. While I was sitting in the car listening to the song, Vic either texted me or called me, I don't remember. And he said, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm downstairs listening to a song. I'll be up in a minute." And the second I stepped foot into his apartment, my phone rang and it was my dad. And he had my mom there with him. They were in the truck driving up from the valley to Austin where I was. And they were already a couple hours into the trip. He had me on speaker so I could hear both of them. They had this serious tone. They were like, "Hey, how are you? Mom and I have something to tell you." And I made a joke because I thought that they were gonna tell me that my cat, my 20-year-old cat, Snowball, that lived with them, had died. So I said, "Uh-oh, is Snowball up on the roof?" Because the running gag of like how we tell each other when like our animals die or something is, "Oh, they're up on the roof and I can't get them down." And so I made that joke and my dad laughed. He said, "That's a funny joke, but no, that's not what's going on." And so I was like, well, what's up? What's happening? I don't remember if it was my mom or my dad. It was all crazy, but they said, "We lost Jonathan today." And I couldn't believe what I heard. I was like, "What do you mean we lost Jonathan?" And she said it again and I just broke down crying. And they said that they were on their way to come get me because he lived in Lubbock and I lived in Austin and my older brother lives in Dallas. And so they were on their way to come get me. And then we went to my aunt and uncle's house and then we went up to Lubbock and I had to like call into work and everything. It was a whole fucking ordeal. God, that was a lot of backstory for this, but you know, I just need like to talk right now. So I told Vic at some point, it might have been after the funeral, which he was there with me. God, he's so fucking supportive and I just miss him so much. At some point after all of this happened, I remember telling Vic, I was like, "I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I don't know how this is gonna change me. I want to apologize in advance for anything that I might do in this next year or so. You know, there's no excuse, but I just want to let you know that I don't know how this is gonna affect me because I've never experienced anything like this before. I've lost my grandmother and I have a tattoo for her as well when I was very young, but it was different. She was old, it was her time. Yes, it was sad, but it wasn't like out of the blue, unexpected. But Jonathan, he was 22. So I told Vic that I didn't know what was gonna happen to me emotionally or just as a fucking person. I hate the way my voice sounds right now. I hate this this crying, emotional, like shaky voice. It bugs the shit out of me when I hear other people's talk like it, but I can't make my voice stop doing this, so I'm sorry. So I told him that and you know, he was perfectly understanding. And the next year I was going through like waves of being just fucking numb and not giving a fuck, waking up just crying, just being triggered by random shit and crying in the car. And just someone pulled up to my work that looked like Jonathan and that I couldn't interact with them because it was just like I was seeing a ghost. It was weird, and it felt like there was this big just big empty hole in my heart and I couldn't fill it. I started like seeing other people because Vic and I had sort of an open relationship. I've talked about it before. Or he didn't care if I like slept with other people if there was something that he couldn't give me. And so I wasn't cheating on him, but I still didn't feel comfortable like telling him about it. But I made sure that I was like safe with what I was doing, and it still didn't help. I met Alec at work and I thought that was the answer, and getting out of Texas definitely was what I needed to do. And I do love Alec and all of that, but like last night I made a joke because it was like midnight and our fucking neighbors upstairs are loud as shit, and they were being loud as shit. and he made a comment about popcorn ceilings, and so like he told me his thought process of getting there was like he was thinking about an old lady banging on the ceiling, and I was like, yeah, we were thinking kind of, you know, we were thinking about the same thing about making our neighbors be quiet. I was just more along the lines of, man, wouldn't it be nice if they were fucking dead? Just because I have a dark sense of humor, that's just how I am. It doesn't mean that I want to fucking kill them for real, or that I really wish that they were fucking dead. Like, he said that that was really aggressive, and he has that reaction to a lot of things just about my personality. I feel like I can't be myself, and I feel like he judges me when I let my real self out. And so last night I just suddenly like had a fucking epiphany, which I don't know, I didn't realize it before, but it wasn't my relationship with Vic that I was unhappy with. It was, I just couldn't, I thought I was done grieving, but I couldn't feel, there was just still something missing, and I just kept trying everything possible to get rid of that fucking feeling. I left my fucking soulmate. We still talk, and God, I'm so grateful for him. I miss him so much. Like, the problems that I had with our relationship weren't even problems. Like, I made them problems because of just the shit that was going on with me, and I blew it way out of fucking proportion, and I was my complete fucking self with him. Like, actually completely unfiltered. He's seen me at multiple rock bottoms. I can say whatever terrible shit I'm thinking, and he'll say something equally as terrible, and we'll fucking laugh. He's my most favorite person in the fucking world, and I want to be around him all the time, and I'm so sad that I don't have him with me. He's gonna be moving to like Utah or something. He got evicted from his apartment. He's like living out of his car, and so he wants to like buy some sort of a camper and just kind of move out of Texas. He hates Texas. I keep trying to get him to move here, because I mean, even if we're not together, like, I just want to be around him. He's the only person, besides Molly of course, but he's the only person I've ever been able to actually be my true, unfiltered, weird ass, crazy ass, dark humor having ass around. We lost a bunch of weight together because he started doing the keto diet with me. Oh my God, this new relationship is so difficult to get into new relationships, and I'm happy and I'm not happy, and I feel like I'm like bipolar. I know I'm dramatic. I'm dramatic as fuck. I'm aware of my personality and how I am. And I know this is all over the place, but I mean, it's just how I'm feeling, you know? The grief never goes away. Like, I've been fine, and I've been able to just go about my life and be happy, and I haven't really cried that often. Sometimes I'll get into a nostalgic mood, and I'll go to his Facebook and I'll look at his pictures, or I'll go to his text messages and I'll just like look at all the crazy shit that he sent me, and sometimes I'll cry, but it's very few and far between. And I thought that I was kind of a terrible person because I thought that, wow, I only grieved for him for a year. But it's been almost 2 years, and it's definitely like, it's not going away, and I am forever changed, and grief makes you do crazy shit. And I left the love of my life and I moved to Washington with a stranger, which I don't regret doing. I do not regret moving. I like it here. I like my job. I feel happier, like a weight has been lifted by being away from Texas. I needed a change of scenery. I just wish that it had been with Vic. And Alec, if you're watching this, which I doubt that you are because you don't watch my YouTube videos, you know, I'm sorry that I'm saying all of this and you're hearing it. I would still like to be with you and hopefully work out our differences. I have a lot of feelings, and I'm aware that I'm an over emotional person and that a lot of people just don't understand why the fuck I'm so dramatic. And you know, I have a lot of fucking feelings and I'm not afraid of my feelings. I want to embrace them, and it's a lot for people to handle. And I seem to just attract people that do not have emotions. Vic may have not had emotions, but I know that he loves me. Like, I could see it, and I felt so safe and so comfortable and so free. I know this is rambling all over the place, but I just needed to get this out of my fucking head and, you know, just talk about it. If someone's going through something similar to me, you know, if you have grief, if you just lost somebody and you're wondering what's normal and what shit happens in grieving, I think it's a forever thing. I don't think I'm ever gonna be okay, but it's almost 2 years later, and I finally figured out why I was acting out like that. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever I get this other video up that's actually entertaining and happy and not just me crying into a camera. But I don't have anybody to talk to, so I needed to get this off of my chest, and you guys make me feel very supported, and so I just want to thank you for that, and for being here, and for listening. And, you know, if you made it all the way to the end of however long this fucking video is, thanks. And you know, I'm okay. I just have some shit going on. All right, bye.